In the trust model of centralized exchanges, custody has always been both the most critical and the most dangerous component. Over the past decade of crypto's evolution, from the early collapse of MT, GOX, to the spectacular downfall of FTX, to today's quiet disappearances of user funds on smaller exchanges, the root cause almost always points back to the same underlying flaw. Assets are directly controlled by the exchange. In the traditional architecture, an exchange typically has full control over the private keys to user funds. This means that if internal controls fail, the platform is hacked, or management acts maliciously, user assets can be irreversibly lost. And this risk does not meaningfully diminish with brand reputation, market size, or regulatory status. This isn't a question of ethics. It's a fundamental flaw in the technical design. As long as custody rights belong to the exchange itself, the risk can never truly be eliminated. So here's the question. Without relying on trust, while still maintaining a fast and seamless trading experience, is it possible to redefine the very concept of custody? Can we design an on-chain solution that is decentralized, controllable, and verifiable? DeepSafe's answer is yes, and the breakthrough lies in the verification mechanism itself. At its core, custody is about managing control over assets. In traditional centralized exchanges, that control is directly bound to the platform itself. The private keys are held by the exchange, and the user's account is merely an entry in a database. This structure forces users to trust, but leaves them unable to verify. Once that trust is broken, users have no recourse. Some exchanges have tried to patch this trust gap with measures like third-party custody, multi-signature wallets, or insurance policies. But the common flaw in these approaches is that they never escape the root problem of human trust. You're simply replacing one custodian with 3 people, 5 people, or a single external company. Yet the power to verify still doesn't lie with the user or any independent system. To truly solve the problem, we have to flip the thinking. What if custody didn't depend on a trusted controller, but instead relied on a trustworthy verification process? Could control remain with the system or nodes, while verification is performed by a decentralized mechanism that continuously audits, supervises, and validates its actions? In other words, the next-generation paradigm for custody isn't decentralizing control, it's decentralizing verification. This is the foundation of DeepSafe's verification-based custody model. The goal isn't to strip the platform of control, but to ensure that every operation can be independently reviewed by third-party verification nodes. This shifts the essence of custody from trust to verification. The custody paradigm is shifting from the management of control to the delegation of verification. But who exactly should hold this verification power? How should verification be conducted? And what should be verified? This is where DeepSafe's core mechanism comes in. CRVA, the cryptographic random verification agent. CRVA is a fully decentralized verification network, completely independent from exchanges, project teams, or any specific blockchain. Using a cryptographic randomness mechanism, it dynamically selects a small verification committee from thousands of nodes worldwide to externally audit critical actions. In the context of asset custody, CRVA's role goes far beyond checking whether assets exist. More importantly, it verifies whether asset control rights have been misused, whether signatures follow predefined rules, and whether off-chain data matches on-chain records. Without interrupting business operations, CRVA can sample and verify every asset movement, every authorization, and every cross-chain transaction, then anchor these verification records on-chain. This mechanism is powered by DeepSafe's proprietary Ring VRF algorithm, combined with cryptographic technologies, such as zero-knowledge proofs, and secure multi-party computation. This ensures that nodes cannot predict verification assignments or collude to cheat. CRVA doesn't store or control assets itself. It operates as a validator floating above the system, acting as an independent third party that dynamically supervises every critical step in asset management. For users, this dramatically lowers the trust threshold required for engaging with a platform. For exchanges, it offers a technical trust guarantee. The stronger the verification mechanism, the lower the trust cost, and the easier it is to win user confidence. In DeepSafe's framework, Outsourcing verification power is replacing the traditional concentration of control in custody. A structural transformation that establishes a new order of trust. Now, let's talk about how DeepSafe's custody solution can be implemented in practice to drive a gradual reform of centralized exchange custody models. This rollout happens in 3 progressive phases, balancing both security and user experience. Phase 1. Cold wallet custody. Cold wallets typically store the majority of an exchange's funds, but have traditionally been under the sole control of the platform. DeepSafe gradually shifts the signing authority of these wallets to the decentralized CRVA verification network, where a randomly selected verification committee jointly signs transactions. This means exchange executives can no longer move funds unilaterally. As a result, user asset security is greatly enhanced, eliminating single points of failure and reducing the risk of internal misappropriation. While this is a back-end technical upgrade, users can continue operating exactly as before without any disruption. Phase 2. Hot wallet integration. Hot wallets handle day-to-day trades and withdrawals, and their security has a direct impact on user assets. DeepSafe brings all hot wallet operations into the CRVA's random verification framework, ensuring that each transaction goes through distributed signing and real-time proof of assets. This requires extremely fast verification. The DeepSafe network delivers millisecond-level response times, ensuring transaction speeds remain unaffected. Users continue to enjoy quick and seamless withdrawals, but with significantly improved asset safety. Phase 3. Establishing industry standards. As more exchanges adopt DeepSafe's custody solution, this technology will become a new industry security benchmark and gain recognition from regulators. Custody will no longer be a black box, but a cryptographically verifiable system that increases transparency and trust across the exchange sector. In time, this will become essential infrastructure for all centralized exchanges, pushing the industry toward higher levels of security and compliance. This custody reform roadmap embodies DeepSafe's philosophy, shifting from trust us to verify us. It puts true asset safety into the hands of users while preserving the operational efficiency of exchanges, marking the beginning of a new era in custody. The true value of the DeepSafe custody solution lies in its ability to fundamentally resolve the structural risks inherent in traditional centralized exchange custody. By eliminating reliance on single-point control and centralized trust, DeepSafe achieves genuinely distributed signing authority. Both hot and cold wallet signing permissions are transferred to the DeepSafe network, where any withdrawal must be jointly signed by a randomly selected CRVA verification committee. This means that even in the event of a total internal collapse or malicious actions by the exchange's management, user assets cannot be stolen, dramatically improving security. At the same time, DeepSafe employs zero-knowledge proofs to generate real-time proof of assets, allowing users to independently verify at any time whether the exchange holds sufficient reserves. This completely breaks the black box nature of traditional custody, greatly enhancing transparency and trust. In addition, DeepSafe has designed an emergency taproot-based time lock mechanism for Bitcoin. If the verification network fails to respond for an extended period, users can retrieve their assets independently through the time lock, ensuring self-rescue capability in extreme situations. This multi-layered protection shifts custody away from a trust-dependent model toward a cryptographically verifiable system, opening up a new custody paradigm. For exchanges, this custody innovation not only delivers compliance advantages and rebuilds user trust, but also creates differentiated competitive strength while lowering internal security management costs. For users, it means their assets are protected by cryptography, transactions are transparent and verifiable, the experience remains seamless, and they hold ultimate control with emergency self-recovery options. DeepSafe's custody innovation represents the industry's transformation from trust us to verify us, using technology to raise the bar for security standards, empowering centralized exchanges to rebuild user confidence, and driving the entire ecosystem toward a more transparent, secure, and compliant future. That is the value of the DeepSafe custody solution, advancing the industry into a new era where verification reigns supreme. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will dive into full chain DEX, with the DeepSafe verification layer to uncover the innovations behind asset mirroring and cross-chain consistency.